In Wixie, teachers can easily combine individual student pages into a single Wixie classroom project. The sample I'll be modeling involves the book, Things That Are Most in the World. It's a book on superlatives. What's the stickiest, what's the hottest, what's the biggest? And it's by Judy Bart, illustrated by John Nickel. In this case, second grade students have completed a extension page as if they were just writing a second chapter or second part to the book, modeling the same repetitive pattern that exists in the original. Through the students section, I can access student work. In my case, I have access to multiple classes, so I'll need to locate my class. Each student's work appears in chronological order from the most recently opened to, of course, the last one or the latest one in which has been opened. And in this case, I can see Things Are the Most in the World exists in each of their files. Although the file does not involve an existing template, I would encourage teachers to consider assigning a blank template so that the names are consistent, because we're about to do a search not by showing all projects, but by project name. If one of the students has misspelled the name, they will not show up in the search, and sometimes teachers can overlook. You just need to be sure that all the students are present, and sometimes assigning a blank page just so you can get that consistent title might be of advantage. In this case, I can type in Things That Are Most in the World, or I happen to know it's the only most titled file, or has it in the title. I'm going to click Most, and there it is. There's Nina's, there's Elsa's, there's Danielle's. In order to combine the work, we need to select all of the work. So after searching and locating the files, we're going to go ahead and go from one student to many students. You see the little three-head icon over there. And in this case, I now have all the files. Basically what I'll do next is I'm going to select all those files. Now, if a file is present for some reason, maybe a kid created their own most file without you really knowing, this is the point where you can unselect files if you do not want them to be part of the mass export. So again, select them all, double check that they're the one you want, and when you are complete with that quick observation, you may upload them into one of actually a handful of different formats. You can export it into a book. I happen to love the book view, but note that the files will be reduced to fit the space. So sometimes, I don't want the projects to be reduced. I want the full page, the max view, particularly when the kids have done original art like they have in this case. I also could go ahead and do QR codes or even move into Showcase or print the project as I want. Easy way to, instead of printing one at a time for all the students, you can print them all at one point. Or in this case, which is what I desire, I'm going to go into projects because I want it as a Wixie project. I'm going to title it Things That Are Most and create it. Obviously, in this case, I'm being patient. The more files, the longer this may take, but there's no reason this couldn't be done with the entire third grade, for instance, if you're a media specialist, or the entire fifth grade or something like that. From here, I can, again, all these different options, including sharing or add it to my showcase, but I want to open the project and take a look at it. You'll notice that the files have come in kind of in order of students, but you can modify or arrange these files as desired. In this case, the end is here at number 8. I can click and drag it below number 9, so we have the saddest thing in the world is the end, which I think is adorable. And I may want to go ahead and add a page and design a cover, which I can move to the top. Things That Are Most in the World, chapter 2 by Mr. Loomis's class, or whatever class that may be. Here, I'm taking my time to get to the top, aren't I? There we go. Once complete, I can go ahead and from the file menu share it, which would include family sharing via QR code or even via email if I desired.